Hey friends, time for some more Bunkers and Badasses, but today we are going to be taking a look at the Mechromancer. A perfect melding of person and machine, the Mechromancer is a technical genius whose robot buddy distracts and attracts, while they blast away with reckless abandon. Mechromancers tinker with everything, including their personal appearance. It's not uncommon to meet a Mechromancer who is more machine than flesh, with prosthetic limbs and rusty cybernetic enhancements everywhere. But they're still cute, and they've still got a fashion sense that leans toward the punky and rebellious. If you played Borderlands, this is the Gage character, and the amazing thing of playing Gage was Deathtrap. So no surprise that your action skill is Deathtrap. You get a robot. Otherwise, it's a fairly normal class. I mean, you get 1d6 instead of the normal 1d8 for a lot of the ranged attackers. But everything comes down to get Deathtrap out as much as possible. Deathtrap does 2 die 8 claws or a 3 square range shock with 2d6 shock damage. And it can do 2 of those every turn it's out. Seems a little overpowered, eh? Well, Deathtrap was like that in the video game too. Great tank. Everything wants to pay attention to it because it is ripping everything to shreds. There's also some fun backgrounds here. I particularly like the well-read, wondering if there was more to your provincial life background. Now, when you go and look at the skill tree, you start seeing some really cool options, especially when you start getting into these shock riffs. The Mechromancer itself can start doing a lot of extra damage along with Deathtrap. This is a class that I think would be very interesting for someone to be able to play. There's a few okay things at tier 1, but when you start getting to tier 2, tier 3, you start really getting a lot of cool things you can do as a class. I think this would be a really exciting build to be able to try to figure out. I'm really torn on what archetype might work well with this. I mean, you could go for extra damage with your Deadeye. You could try to lean in on the shock side with an Elementalist. You could try to be more of a tank playing with a Guardian. You could take the Enforcer archetype and go for melee damage. Like, there are so many options where an archetype could fit with this class. I think there's a lot of flexibility here. Next time, we're going to take a look at a ridiculous class, the Psycho.